I am considered a dreamer because I live in the United States of America under the protection of DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Now I have some legal status. I am no longer a complete illegal immigrant alien living in the United States with the fears of deportation and getting separated from my loved ones and family. Now I have a social security number, and now I have permission to earn a living legally with a work permit that I have to renew every 2 years thanks to DACA. But that wasn't always the case. I was born in Mexico in 1986, and around 1990, I was about 4 years old. My parents, with the hopes and dreams of a brighter future for my little sisters and I, decided to bring us over to the United States the only way they could, which was illegally. We had to cross the border illegally. I remember it was like a little experience, like a little adventure for me. I remember it was a night. We were running through the bushes, through the hills, hiding from helicopters and vehicles that were trying to catch us. I remember it was kind of fun. It was like a little adventure. We even ran across a freeway, getting away from immigration, and I was just a little kid, I was running and hiding. It was like a game. And then finally we reached the other side, which was the United States. I remember growing up here in the United States. I had a nice childhood. I had both of my loving parents that gave me everything I needed. I never realized I was illegal until I reached high school as a teenage boy. My friends around me were getting their driver's license and starting to work. And soon I realized I couldn't do that. I wasn't born here. I didn't have the paperwork that I needed to get a job and start working to save money and buy the things I wanted. I wanted to buy a car and drive it, but I couldn't get a driver's license either. I was legal. I didn't have what I needed, but thanks to my dad, I managed to land a job at a Mexican restaurant, cleaning tables and serving food. It was mostly weekends. I had to sacrifice my weekends while my friends were out having fun on the weekends. I had to work at the restaurant. I couldn't go out on the weekends with my girlfriend and friends and party. I had to make the sacrifice to earn the money that I needed to reach my goals, and one of them was to buy my first car. I wanted to be independent and drive around my own car. And yeah, I had to work. It took me a few months to save money, but finally it paid off. I bought my very first car, which was a burgundy Honda Accord EX. I paid for it cash. It was about $5,000. And yeah, I finally got my car. I was on top of the world. I was independent. I could drive to work. I could drive to school. I could go out and have some fun with my girlfriend and friends in my car. And yeah, and then that's when life started getting real. I was still driving around without a driver's license. It was illegal. And me being a young brown male in Southern California, I feel like I was targeted by the police and getting pulled over. And since I was driving without a driver's license, it was illegal. When I would get pulled over, my car would get impounded for 30 days. And And over those 30 days, the fees would add up because since I was breaking the law, driving without a driver's license. In those days, you couldn't get your car out from the impound yard for 30 days. And the storage fees accumulated. It would be almost $1,000 every time. The towing and storage fees. And on top of that, it was the citation for driving without a driver's license, like another $500. So total, it would add up to almost $2,000. And I felt the injustice and unfairness because my friends that were born here, when they would get pulled over, they would just have to pay fines and citations, but they will get to keep their car. But since I was driving without a driver's license, my car would get impounded, taken away from me. So that was painful because my independence was taken away from me. I wasn't able to drive my car to work, to school, to go out and have some fun. I wasn't able to do that. And I would have to pay for the fees with my hard-earned money after sacrificing the weekends. It was a really painful experience. Paying all that money and being left without your car. And the injustice, because I felt like I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was trying to do everything right, since I knew the consequences of driving without a driver's license. But still, I would do it. I would want to be independent, and I would drive around and get pulled over and go through all that. And but the most painful part was the part that I was left without a car. I remember the days, especially the day after I would get my car taken away. I would wake up and I would realize that I didn't have my car. And as a teenage boy, that was really painful. I remember crying every morning in bed as I would get out of bed, realizing that I didn't have my car anymore. Now I would have to ask for rides. My parents would help me out. They would have to take me to work, take me to school. I wasn't independent, so it was painful. I had to go through that many times throughout my teenage years and early 20s. That injustice and unfairness filled me with feelings of resentment and anger. And as a young man, I didn't know how to deal with it. So I would start acting up, acting stupid, hurting my loved ones and family members. But that's a whole nother story. But thinking back at painful experiences like these helped me understand the person that I am today, and helped me understand that the pain we go through will give us the strength we will need to overcome future challenges, and hopefully one day learn to enjoy every aspect of this journey called life.